Welcome to Colegio Libertad, the school where the Nichols attend 4th through 10th grades. Every day, there are choices that we all have to make. Sometimes those choices are easy, and sometimes they're hard. But what if one day, within the choices you had to make, you had to decide between standing up for and doing what is right, or keeping silent because you knew that standing up for what was right wasn't the cool thing to do? You knew that if you stood up for what was right, you would possibly be made fun of. You knew that if you stood up for what was right, that others might become angry. You knew that if you stood up for what was right, that others might think that you were weird or strange. The Holy Spirit, through the convictions of our heart, based on our love for Jesus because of His love for us, may one day, might possibly, potentially lead you to do just that.
There was this boy who, he and I were pretty good friends. We would play soccer together during break times, and we were pretty good friends, just not best friends. So one day, he drew something in his notebook that was very disrespectful to me and a lot of my classmates. And nobody really said anything. They just kind of sat in their seat really uncomfortably. And I noticed a shift in the room, and I realized something is wrong here. And so I asked the boy to see the drawing. When I saw the picture, I was really, really nervous. I pondered it for a few seconds. What I saw belonged in the trash. And I did what I felt was right. Even though I was nervous, I knew that the Holy Spirit wanted me to stand up for something that nobody else would do. I tore the page out, walked over to the trash can, and tore it up into tiny little pieces and crumpled it all up and put it in the can. And the class kind of got really quiet. And then all of the classmates that were disrespected, they started applauding me. Yeah, it didn't go over very well with the classmates that didn't find anything wrong with the drawing, but I still feel like I did the right thing. And it's amazing how the Holy Spirit can lead you to do something that really is necessary to do, and how God can totally change a situation. And from that point on, it changed the entire dynamic of the classroom, and it was more respectful towards those classmates that felt disrespected. In the next class, the boy that drew the drawing, he went up to the teacher and he was like, "Sayla just drew up my drawing, punish her, say something to her." But then the people who felt disrespected by the drawing, they went up to her and they were like, no, you're not telling the entire story. And so they told her what was drawn on the paper, and the teacher just kind of paused for a second, and she thought about it, and she looked at me and she just applauded. When I think of someone getting a standing ovation, I think of the story of Stephen. Stephen stood up for what was right in God's sight to the Pharisees. And because of this, right before he died, he looked up and he saw Jesus standing at the right-hand side of the Father. So I encourage you to do what's right in God's sight, because you never know the day that Jesus will give you a standing ovation. So the rhyme time rhyme of the day is do what's right in God's sight. Even if it feels like you're going against any relationship that you have or the reputation that you have to do what's right in God's sight, because that is what is best for you and the others around you.
The rhyme time rhyme of the day is do what's right in God's sight. So, everybody repeat after me. Do what's right in God's sight. Standing up for what's right is sometimes hard. Through the power of the Holy Spirit, you can do it. I can do it. We can both do it. So one more time, do what's right in God's sight. See you next time!
So just like we practiced last night, we want to know that you are with us. You might be in Cicado and us in Morelia, Michoacan, Mexico, but we want to know that you are journeying with us. So here we go again, guys. Estoy aquí, estoy contigo. Una vez más, one more time. Estoy aquí. See you guys tomorrow.